everybody? Hanging in there. Well, welcome everybody. My name's Scott. I'm from Orangeville Fire Equipment. What we're here to do today is learn about fires and fire extinguishers. I look after your building and have for the last few years, so I know what you guys have, what you don't have. You guys might be looking at all the extinguishers I brought and going, we don't have those, we don't have those, we don't have those. I know, but I bring them to show you guys what they are, what the differences about them are, where you might find them, and then the fact is they all basically work the same. So if you see one, you know what it does, you'll be able to use it. We're going to go through the past method of using a fire extinguisher, and when you guys are just about bored and sick and tired of listening to me, then I'll actually start lighting fires and you guys will get to put them out. So, starting off with the basics, when we talk about fires, we put them into 5 categories, and it's typically the materials that we're talking about, and we classify them as A, B, C, D, and K. What? Yep, okay. Well, we used E for extinguisher and F for fire, so they just figured if we're going off the board, we'll go way off. It does make sense when I get to it. So here at your facility, you guys primarily have ABC multi-purpose extinguishers. Now, does anyone know what the types of materials are that A, B, and C refer to? No? Okay. Yeah, they're all different forms of combustibles. So, A is what we call ordinary combustibles. It's wood, paper, trash. And if you look at the pictogram on this extinguisher, it's actually a garbage can on fire and a campfire. So the way I try to teach people how to remember A-type fires, things that'll turn to ash. Easy way to remember. Type B fires are what we call flammable liquids. So gasoline, paint, solvents, oils, all those fall under the B category. So because they're typically liquids, when liquids get hot, they boil. So if it's going to boil and burn, that's your B. And type C fires are electrical. So, easy way to remember that, electricity travels in a current. Ash, oil, current, ABC, your 3 different types of fires. Those, again, are the most common ones. And there are extinguishers out there, like this guy. It's only rated for B and C type fire, because it's a different chemical. So this one is sodium bicarbonate. Sound familiar to anybody? Yeah, it's your box of Arm & Hammer and your, yeah. Now, ours is siliconized so it doesn't stick and flump when it's in the extinguisher for years at a time, but it's basically baking soda is what we use. This one again looks the same, but it's got a purple label. This one's purple K. Again, it's only rated for B and C type fires, and this one is potassium bicarbonate. So we're using all sorts of different chemicals for different firefighting applications. This one you're only going to see probably around fuel stations, big fuel supply depots. This is probably how it works better on fuel fires. So, and if you guys hear me refer to the weight of an extinguisher, like on your forklifts and stuff, you guys have 5-pound ABCs. If you actually weigh them, you're going to weigh more than that. What I talk about is the usable chemical inside. So I might say this is a 10-pounder, or sorry, this is a 5-pounder, and this is a 5-pounder. Even though they're different sizes, this still only holds 5 pounds of usable chemical. So, those are the powder ones. They're going to make a huge mess out here in the backyard today. We also have what we call clean agent extinguishers. These are CO2 halotron extinguishers. Typically, you're only going to see these near electrical equipment and in smaller areas because we need the confined space. Because carbon dioxide comes out as a gas and evaporates really, really quickly. Now, with this, you got to be careful that you don't grab it out here. These come out at minus 45. You will get frostbite. So for the little guys, like I did, just sort of shoot it off. You can see the bigger one here. This is a 15-pounder. It's got a handle built in to direct the gas. Now again, like I said, these typically you're only going to see near electrical rooms or stuff with sensitive equipment because you're not going to get the powdery residue and get it into other equipment. Up in your server closet, you guys have a halotron extinguisher. So, halotron is a developed chemical. We used to have a product called Halon. It was great stuff until they realized that it was an environmental disaster and an ozone depleter, so we had to get rid of it. So they came up with halotron. You can see the label and the nozzle are green. That's to identify it. And if anybody wants to feel it, it is actually almost a liquid in here. But what it does is it pushes the oxygen away from the material that's burning, suffocates it, and then evaporates. All right. Let's go to the wet extinguishers. Has anyone ever seen one of these before? No? This is a water extinguisher. So this holds 2.5 gallons of water. Now, if it had the pictograms, it would say, okay to use on A-type fires, no B, and no C. Anyone want to tell me why I don't want to put this on a grease fire?
It's gonna be worse, right?
What about an electrical fire? I'm spraying a stream of gas. It's going to the electricity back and give me a shock. So again, these are out there in a few certain places. They do operate just the same as all the other extinguishers, but just in case you see one, that's what it is. Okay. What's that? Yeah, what we do is fill it up to about here. There's an overflow tube. Fill it up with 2.5 gallons of water, and then put about 100 psi of either dry compressed air or nitrogen in, and that's what he uses to push the water back out. And that's basically the powder ones are the same thing. We fill them with the powder, use nitrogen to push the powder out of the way when they're using up. So, working down our alphabet in things that catch fire, this is a Class D extinguisher. Class D fires are your reactive metals. So we're talking sodium, potassium, lithium, aluminum, titanium, magnesium. Anybody ever use one of these?
No, that's a magnesium.
What's that?
It's magnesium.
Well, it's a magnesium block with the flint on the side of it.
It lights up like
So if I take this and scrape a bunch of the metal off and then spark it, it'll start almost anything on fire because it burns at about 3,000 degrees. So it doesn't matter how wet the Provincial Park firewood you bought is, it'll get it going.
You get a fire kit?
Class D extinguishers only come in one size. They only come in one color. And at the nice low price of $2,000, I'll sign everybody up for 4 of them today. So, truly and honestly, this is the only size, this is the only color they come in so that they stand out. Your reactive metal fires are very intense fires. And if you look at the chart on the back here, magnesium chips, I'm allowed 4 square feet or 6 pounds of material. That is all that 30-pound extinguisher can deal with. So, who drives a Tesla? How many pounds of lithium are underneath you? One of those does 4. perspective of how much we're dealing with. But like I said, they operate the same. You can see this one's got a much bigger hose and horn, and a one that's made out of metal so we can keep you as far away safely as possible. And last but not least in our extinguisher lineup is the Class K. K stands for kitchen. And at $300 a piece, I'll definitely sign everybody up for one, because I know you guys all have kitchens. No. This was designed because back in 2000-ish, just after I started, everybody started switching from using fat and lard in their deep fryers to high temperature cooking oils. So, we used to be able to sell you this to cover your deep fryer and all your kitchen equipment. High temperature cooking oils change that. The powder won't keep the fire suppressed and it will reignite. So this is a potassium carbonate liquid extinguisher, and what it does is it basically takes the hot grease and turns it into soap, is what it does. So, one difference about using this, and you're only going to see these in restaurant kitchens. You don't need it for your house. An ABC or, like I said, baking soda works great. The one difference about using this one is you dump the entire thing, because you're talking a vat 14 by 14 by 12 full of 400 degree oil. We need all of that chemical to get in, cool it down, and turn it into, like I said, basically soap. Alright, so that's my lineup of fire extinguishers. I feel like I'm doing the starting lineup here, but is there any questions so far? Well, phone a company like us. You can talk to the fire department, ask them, who around would dispose of them or service them. Because as long as it's newer than 1984 and doesn't have a plastic head, we might be able to service it for you and then get you another 6 years of life out of it. So that's when you see us come around, and we'll sort of take some here and there and everywhere, and different years take different ones. It's because they come to that 6-year maintenance date. We take them out, service them, bring them back. It's kind of like doing an oil change.
What's the cost of that?
Depending on the size, you're looking anywhere from about $35 and up. So, yeah, compared to the cost of new ones, they're $50 to $80 right now for the small ones, just depending on manufacturers and stuff like that. So,
use expired ones.
I can't guarantee that they'll work. But the problem is you've got that nitrogen that sits there and pushes on that chemical for years and years and years. And we've had it happen where people have squeezed them and nothing works. And the gauge still says full. So that's why, again, why we do a regular, every 6 years they come out, they get emptied, we make sure that the gauge actually works.
What is the expiry time? Like if I have today?
6 years.
6 years?
Yeah. So, and you can see, now this one falls under a little different because of the water, it gets tested every 5. But you can see the labels on the back here. This basically gives me the history of every time this unit's been tested, who did it, and when. So, alright. Who's used a fire extinguisher before? One? Oh, wow. All sorts of fun today then. Alright, so there's a 4-letter acronym we'd like you to learn when using a fire extinguisher. The word is pass.
Just remove the
Anyone
pin,
know
right?
what it stands for? Got you? Sweep. Well, we got 3 out of 4. Sweet. So, finally, the manufacturers, after years and years of trying to get this straightened out, these guys finally put in a nice 4-step program for us. And if you're better at Spanish or French, they also have those acronyms there, but I'm not good at English, so I'm not even going to try. So, step 1 is pull. Actually, step one is recognizing we got a fire, and if it's too big, we're already running out of the building. Step two is I can deal with this, or I need to use the extinguisher to get myself out of the building. We're going to grab the extinguisher by the bottom handle. It's called the carry handle. Can anyone guess what we do with it? Hey! Yes, I make it this simple. This is called the carry handle. Grab them by just the bottom handle. The reason I point this out, when you come up, you'll notice the pull pin that's in here to stop it from going off goes right through to the other side. If I put my hand on here, I'm literally fighting against myself to pull this out. And in moments of panic, I've had customers squeeze the handles together and lodge the pin in there so it has to be replaced. When if they just grabbed it by here, finger in, twist and pull, slides right out. Tamper seal that we put on all the extinguishers only takes 5 pounds of pressure to break. So you don't have to go find scissors or a knife or anything like that to cut it off. You should just pull right out. Step two, we're going to aim. Now, this extinguisher has almost 200 psi in it. Shooting a distance of 10 feet is no problem. That also gives me a safety zone in case the wind changes and I'm not trapped right on top of the fire. And especially with our fires today being on a pan of water, I don't want people going up like this because it'll splash it out and then we'll have melting fire here and we don't want that. So we're going to start back about 10 feet. We're going to aim at the base of our fire, because it doesn't matter if I have 30-foot flames here, it's the material at the bottom that's actually burning that we got to deal with. Excuse me. So we pulled, we're aiming. Step three is squeeze. Basically, you're just going to squeeze the handles together now. It's going to push down on the valve that's in here, let the chemical come up the siphon tube inside, out the hose, and attack your fire. Step four is sweep, and that's all we're doing. Basically what you want to do is take the chemical in here and create a blanket over whatever's burning so that it can't get any oxygen. When it can't get any oxygen, the fire goes out. Alright. Any questions? I know I gotta keep asking, but last few things. When we do our fire today, we're gonna set up, we're gonna use one extinguisher, somebody will put out a fire, then I'll get a reset, we'll use the same one again. If you guys ever use one in real life, in your facility or anything, once you've used it once and dealt with the situation, please take it out of service. Contact us, we'll come get it, we'll get you a loaner, and we'll get them recharged. The reason is that nitrogen will leak out, and there will be no more pressure to push the chemical out. So basically, if you hang it back on the wall, you've just put a piece of art up there, because it's not a fire extinguisher anymore.
How does it leak out?
Because the powder that we use is extremely fine, it's almost like talcum powder, but the nitrogen can seep out around through that powder around the O-ring once it's contaminated. Step number two most important thing I'm going to tell you. Just because you have done this training today, you are not a firefighter. Okay? I have not failed anybody in the 20 years of teaching this, but I'm still not making you a firefighter. All a fire extinguisher is another tool in your building. They're here for when things are going wrong to get you out of the building safely. They're not here for you guys to save the building. That's the fire department. That's the sprinkler system. You guys just get out. If you can run and get yourself out, and you know, I'm not sure of all your procedures and protocols, but basically what I normally say, pull the fire alarm and get everybody out. If you don't have to use an extinguisher, even better. As long as everyone makes it out safe, we can replace the building. saying we can't replace people. And you guys know the hiring crisis right now. We really can't replace people. So, with that, can I get somebody to give me a hand just once you've done your fire? Once you've done and put your fire out, I've got a sign in sheet here for you. We'll just get you to put your name and signature with it so that I know you guys have done the course. And then everybody in the office will get a copy and they know that you've done the course. Alright. Everybody bored? Good. You're just about ready. Sorry, just need to grab.
Sit down, Kuya. That's why.
That's what I'm here.
That's why I'm here, eh?
I ain't standing up that. I'm too old to stand.
Me too. I'm not really old, but still, my back is hurting. Yeah, it's a kerosene, 100%.
Oh, that's gasoline, right? It's gasoline.
You see?
Alright guys, bring out the
All right.
barbecue. Bring out the barbecue.
Roast pig.
Everybody gets a turn.
You want me to do the
Sure.
stand on the you want me to do like right
So once you've done your fire,
Come see me.
he's got the clipboard. All right. So pull the pin. Aim our hose. And not too close. Yep.
Not too close.
All right.
Done.
So like I said, there's enough pressure where you can get the water moving. And like I also said, normal circumstance, this extinguisher now comes out for service. But today I'm just going to reset. We'll actually see how many people we can put out, how many fires we can do with just one extinguisher.
It's a firefighter. You know something, you're gonna be a famous one. Oh, Kira, well done. Next one. Bye-bye. Ladies first.
Ano yung sunod, pero pag buga ng fire extinguisher, wala na palang naman, konti na lang palang naman.
Thank you, sir.
Matay.
Hey, Leo.
That's your job now.
That's a big one.
Thank you, Kuya. Bye. I'm done.
See you later. See you later.
Step up. Don't step forward.